Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Surviving Mars here on the Wooden Otter. Today, we finally find a solution to our Renegade problem. Let's get to work with some Surviving Mars. So, I begin by checking in on my domes, and I decide that I'm going to use this defunct kind of research dome that never really got off the ground as a renegade colony. So I go about filtering my domes, making sure that most of them are, inhospitable for renegades, and that the one down here is accepting renegades. Nobody moves at this point because I don't have the dome turned on or any kind of housing in that dome for them, but I'm prepping for the future. I'm laying the groundwork for getting rid of my renegades later. At this point, I'm realizing that two of my rovers have a little wrench symbol. One of them's a transporter, which was transporting rare metals for some reason, and my drone controller went to help them, and they both must have gotten struck by a windstorm, a tornado. So I charge up a rover and I tell him to go repair my drone controller, and the drone controller will in turn repair the cargo hauler, and I'll get both my rovers back. I'm going to need both of those things for an upcoming project, so it's really important that I get my I get my rovers back. Sol 245, and I've gotten my drone controller back under control, and I've rolled him down to my southern dome, my former research dome, and I'm basically having my drones roll around and demolish all these buildings. I'm not actually going to move people into this dome anytime soon, so I'm getting rid of all of the buildings in order to reclaim the resources. Unfortunately, I did waste a few resources on some of these buildings, like the research lab and the MDS laser and the drone hub, etc. So all those resources are wasted, but by demolishing them now, I get a few electronics back, which I sorely need, and some food and whatnot. So I've been in the middle of an electromagnetic dust storm for a little while now, a few days, and since I no longer have a well to supply water, and I'm relying solely on hydroscopic evaporators, my water supply has been cut off for several sols. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough water capacity or water stored up, and my domes all basically ran out of water just a few hours short of the dust storm ending. So unfortunately, a few hours have to go by where I'm intently watching my colonists as their comfort goes down or their sanity goes down because nobody has any water. The next day, after the dust storm has ended, I decide to make sure that I never run out of water again and build another hydroscopic evaporator, just so that way I can fill up that large water tank that I have and make sure that my people should never run out of water. I should have enough capacity at my main base at this point to weather any storm. Now, at this point, I'm looking at the stores of materials I have, and I realize that I'm kind of short on metals. So I thought for a brief moment about bringing people down to this southern dome again, this time to man a metals extractor. And then I remembered that I have automatic extractors, and I don't need people to run them at all. So I place an extractor down here, kind of near my concrete extractor, so that my drone commander can basically repair it and man it for me. And yeah, I get to have a little resource base down there with this mostly empty dome next door. it's a good use of my drone commander, at least for now. Day 251 rolls around, and I get a notification that my rejuvenation treatment research is complete, which is awesome, because now it means that everyone who visits an infirmary gets a little comfort or sanity boost. I forget which, but they get another metric boosted besides just health, which will go a long way towards keeping my colonists happy. That's for sure. At this point, I'm finally sick of seeing all the renegades run rampant in my colony, so I finished construction on this housing complex down at the southern base, and I start sending renegades here basically to die. There's no O2 production, there's no water production down here. It's just a dome with an apartment building, or a housing complex rather. And they come down here and immediately begin to expire. I also send down 2 idiots, which is a legitimate thing. But yeah, I have 2 officers that I inherited from that refugee crisis event, and they just happen to have the idiot qualification, so unfortunately they are gotten rid of as well. I have no room for those types of people in my colony. Unfortunate, but it is the brutal fact of living on Mars. It is Sol 254, and for the record, I am just now building a polymers factory. I have a lot of unemployed people, and I don't want to trade with anyone anymore for resources. So I elect to build a polymers factory finally, so I don't have to buy them off of China or India or any of the other colonies. I just finally decide to build it myself. It's only taken damn near a year on Mars for me to finally manufacture plastics. And my colonists down at the southern base start to die.
A colonist has died.
Now this is kind of morbid, but I thought it was funny that I scrolled down to look at my southern base, and what did I see but, you know, bodies strewn all across the dome. There's like 6 dead people just laying out here in the open, slowly decomposing. Thought that was morbidly funny that they just dropped dead on a grassy field in a dome. Alright guys, that'll have to be it for now. We've made a lot of progress on our colony today by securing our metal and concrete production for the future, and getting our renegade problem dealt with in the most brutal of fashions. As always, please like and subscribe below, as it really helps out the channel, and I appreciate it every single time. Stay tuned and see what the Red Planet has in store for us next time on the Wooden Otter. Peace!